Hi everybody, my name's Kjesten and I'm from the National Manager for Commercialisation at the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. There's a bit of a story about how I came to be there, so because it's a science story, I'm going to tell it to you tonight. I did my PhD at Otago University. I got invited to go and do a postdoctoral fellowship at the Howard Hughes Medical Institute at Brown University. Was working on this particular experiment for months and finally got some really great results, and I knew they were good results, graphed them out, and I went running upstairs to my advisor's office and I said, "Mark, look what we've got." And I was expecting him to say, "Kjesten, this is amazing, we're going to publish this in Nature." And that's not what he said. What he said was, "Kjesten, this is awesome, we're going to start a company." So we went down to New York City and talked to some venture capitalists, and we raised $1 million in angel money. So I was the company's first employee, and I went back to Providence and found some labs, hired all of the staff, and thought about all of the critical experiments that we would need to have under our belt if we want to go and raise more money. We put together a company, proper company, and we grew it to over 50 people. We got 4 development compounds into clinical trials, and 2 of those progressed up to phase 2, and we got positive phase 2 data for those 2 compounds. So it was a really cool experience. And after that, I decided that I liked that experience so much I'd do another one. I went to a company called Galenia, and we ended up striking a big collaboration with Otsuka Pharmaceuticals in Japan, and we got a 7-year, $90 million US collaboration with them. So that was pretty big. It was a really successful collaboration. The goal of it was to develop some totally novel development candidates for the treatment of schizophrenia, and they wanted something that was unrelated to anything that was out there. So we had, free license to completely think out of the box. It was a really successful collaboration. We did deliver 2 development candidates to Otsuka, and they're currently in clinical trials right now. Well, I was there for about 7 years, and then I started thinking about this commercialisation thing. I thought it was such an awesome thing to see science from the lab come out of the lab and turn into a company with people working on it. And one day you'll create a product that actually helps somebody. And I thought, it's been such a wild ride figuring out how to do that and how to grow these companies and make the companies successful. What if you could think about it from an entirely different point of view and think about how a country could make its commercialisation as a country better? And here I am at MB. MB's got quite an interest in commercialisation. We've got a pretty bold vision, and that it is by 2025 we want New Zealand's economy to have really grown. We want to have way more productive and competitive firms, particularly in that knowledge-intensive space. One of the key things is research organisations. So the universities and the Crown Research Institutes across New Zealand have amazing sources of intellectual property. And the other key thing is having skilled people and innovative firms, in some cases that can maybe uptake these ideas. So these are the ways that we're going to be able to diversify our economy. The responsibility for diversifying our export portfolio pretty much sits with all of you guys out there. We want to try and nurture the ecosystem so that it's really vibrant and responsive, and that we've got more ideas, more innovations coming out of the universities and the research organisations, more entrepreneurs that are taking those innovations and growing them into little companies, more companies that are able to survive and become self-sustaining and profitable. We provide a lot of funding for the science system across many different areas. And we also provide funding and some tools for things directly related to the commercialisation of science. The 2 that I will mention, because they're things that I manage, are the Pre-Seed Accelerator Fund and the Commercialisation Partner Network. So a lot of the universities throughout New Zealand have a pre-seed or access to pre-seed money, and they're able to use it for projects of their choosing in commercialisation. So they can use it for what they want, when they want. The government put in $42 million over a 10-year period for pre-seed, and this was co-funded with $90.9 million from the research organisations. And there was $188 million of revenue right back to the research organisations. I think that's actually pretty impressive. For a little fund, it shows that the scientists are actually using this money and they're achieving stuff with it and they're making things happen. And we just need to see more of that. The other thing that we've got is the Commercialisation Partner Network. Establish a bit of scale around commercialisation in New Zealand, getting people to do commercialisation better and connecting people and really raising the levels in that area. So we've got this network. There's KiwiNet and Return on Science, which is run by Auckland Uni Services, and CDC Innovation. So, at the end of the day, what does New Zealand need? I think we need more talent in commercialisation, and this actually could be you. So, if you're interested in it, I'd suggest go along, look up KiwiNet, and go along. They run boot camps and seminars and workshops and all kinds of things all the time. And go to your university's commercialisation office. So they would probably be quite excited to see some students asking about this, and they've got lots of information that they could share with you.